Bonjour tout le monde! I'm here with Michael today. He's very small, so you can't really see him when he's on my lap, but he's here. Violet is here too, but she's in bed. So I wanted to make a video. I'll probably post this on right now, it's Sunday, so tonight or tomorrow morning, explaining to you the readings for this week and just how that's gonna look each week. So I'm probably not gonna post a long video like this every week, but I just wanted to post one now so that I can explain to you how this reading this book virtually or reading it on our own but communicating about it online is going to work, because we're starting chapter 1 on Monday. Tomorrow is that's your assignment for Monday and Tuesday. So what's nice is that I was able to kind of plan it out so that even if we don't have school through April, which I don't think that we will, we are still finishing the book when I originally wanted to finish the book. And so we're not going to be behind at all, maybe a couple of days, which is good when we come back to school, hopefully, if ever. But that means that you're going to be reading probably the entire book on your own or at home, and then we're going to be communicating about it like this. So I have for you, your assignment for Monday and Tuesday is chapter 1, which is, both these readings for this week are only 9 pages, so hopefully that's not too much and it's doable for you on your own. So chapter 1 is pages 11 through 20, and then Wednesday and Thursday, your assignment's chapter 2, which are pages 24 to 33. And then on Friday, that finishes Act 1. So Friday, I actually have Act 1 questions about the entire act. So I also have questions that are not in your packet for each chapter, and I wrote a question for every single page. So hopefully that will help guide you through and pick out the most important information for each page. So like for chapter 1, I will post a video with the answers to the chapter 1 questions on Wednesday morning. So you need to have those chapter 1 questions done by then. So Wednesday morning at 9 at the latest, let's say, and I'll post the video after that. Because if the answers are out there and that video is posted and you haven't sent me your answers to the questions, you're not going to get credit, because then I won't know if you just watched the video and wrote down the answers. So you need to be on top of the readings and the question dates. That's why I'm giving you 2 days for each reading assignment, so that you can do it on your own time. You can just see Mike's little ear. Yeah, so those questions are in English this time. They won't always be, and you can respond in English for now. So the next page in your packet was, I just turned away from it, was this page. And there's true false questions over here. We're actually going to skip it. I think it's kind of difficult. And you're going to discover the information anyways as you read. So we're going to skip that. If you want to do it, go for it. You do not have to. The next page in your packet is this one. And this one is over a monologue that Cyrano has in chapter 2. Do it down. Here. Sorry, Mike went it down. And so the monologue is long. He's essentially making fun of his own nose. Remember, he has this really big nose. And so this is going to give you visual. So these are lines from his monologue, and these are pictures of what he's actually saying his nose is or can do. So this is just going to give you like a visual. So that is for chapter 2, the beginning of chapter 2, I think. And then the next pages is your Cardinal Richelieu reading, which actually we're going to save for next week, so the packet's a little bit out of order. So this is for Monday and Tuesday next week. And then after the Cardinal Richelieu reading are your Act 1 comprehension questions, which is this page, and then the back, and then the last page I think is for our reading next week. So this is your assignment for Friday. So on Friday I'll post the answers to the chapter 2 questions, say like Friday morning at 9 again. I suppose you can have them in by, so that gives you 2 days for those, or Saturday morning, sorry. So you have no, I'll post them Friday, sorry. You have Wednesday and Thursday to read chapter 2, so I'll post the answers to those questions on Friday morning. Then this is your assignment for Friday, so no more reading Friday. These are just questions over the entire Act 1, and I can post the answers to this. I'll give you the weekend to do it, so maybe Monday morning, and then your assignment for Monday is the Cardinal Richelieu reading. So I'm trying to break it down so that you're not having a chunk of reading for every single day or assignment, so hopefully that helps it be a little bit less overwhelming. And I would say that this first reading is actually maybe one of the most confusing, because we're just in the beginning of chapter 1 dropping in on these random people's conversations. So this page you have all the characters, so you can look at these names and kind of put these faces to them. And then chapter 1 starts on page 10. And this whole thing, I'm just going to explain it to you right now instead of making you read it and try to figure it out. You can read it, of course, but it's really just setting the scene. And so what the scene is in chapter 1 is we're in a theater and people are waiting for a play to start. So we're in Paris, remember it's 1640. And it's just saying there's lots of commotion, there's music from the orchestra, noble people are there, young people are there, pickpockets are there, précieuses are there, so those women that have salon. And we come upon a group of men who are talking about kind of making fun of noble people, essentially. And then it also talks about Ragueneau is there, Lebray is there. These two people are Cyrano's friends, and they're wondering if Cyrano is going to show up, and you'll figure out why. So here, these are not really, so Act 1, Scene 1, these aren't really important people to the story. They're just talking about what's going on in the theater, who's there, why they're there, what they're planning to do, and stuff like that. So that's why it's kind of weird to start the play this way, because we're in these random people's conversations. But it does get important, and our main characters come in at scene 4. And so, like, of course, read scenes 1 through 3, but if they're a little bit confusing, it's understandable. So, how to read this. So I really encourage you all, like I said in class, to find someone that you can read it with, and not necessarily in person, because we're all supposed to be staying home. But FaceTiming someone, Skyping someone, I strongly recommend that you use Zoom. So if you've not used Zoom before, it's essentially like a Skype conference call kind of meeting website, and it's free. So the person who starts the Zoom meeting has to have an account, but the account is free as long as you have 10 or less people in your meeting, and then you can either just do voices, or you can video, like, see each other. And actually all your teachers and all the staff at school have been using this the last week to communicate with each other. And so it works really well. And I don't have a Zoom account. I just use the link that the person that starts the meeting uses. So if you're not starting the meetings, you don't need a Zoom account. But I think that would be a really fun way to read this. So pick some people in your class or in the other class and say, hey, let's Zoom every reading together. And then you'll have people to talk to while you read it, and you'll just get to see some people from school, because we're all not seeing very many people right now. So that might be nice as well, just to kind of chat for a moment. And I bet it will help the reading go faster as well. You could all have a character to read, and then you can all talk it out and you can work on the questions together. You're totally welcome to do that. So I strongly recommend that you try that. I can't make it required because I thought maybe we could all just have a class Zoom, or I could Zoom in with a couple groups, but the administration doesn't want us to make that a requirement because not everybody can have access to the internet at the same time, so some people would be missing out. You can record your Zoom meetings as well to go back and watch it later, but I still can't make that a requirement that we do that. That would be really cool. So I recommend that you try to do that on your own with a group of your friends that are also in French class. So I think that's all I had for this. Sorry this video is so long. I'm not going to be doing a long video like this every time. I just really wanted to explain how the readings are going to go. And again, I'll have the chapter 1 answers up Wednesday, chapter 2 answers up Thursday, and then your act 1 questions will be due Monday morning at the latest. So Violet's kind of sleepy, but I can bother her. Come here. She's much bigger than Mike, but I can still hold her. So I think that's all I have. I'll post everything on PowerSchool. I'll post the packet up there, even if you already have it. I will post the new questions that aren't in your packet. You can submit those to me either online, through emailing it if you want. I'm thinking about putting it on Office 365. Can't decide yet though. Or you can send me a picture of it via Remind, especially if you're writing in your packet. Also, I really appreciate everybody being so responsive on Remind and getting their things done on time. I know this is not easy for any of us, so I really appreciate you guys being responsive. And for those of you that I did have to remind to do the assignments, I'm not going to do that every time. So make sure you're on top of when these things are due so that you're not getting zeros for not having them in on time, because I can't give you ARB, so there has to be some consequence. So yeah, I hope you're all well. I miss being in class together already. I hope you're finding ways to communicate with your friends, get outside, get moving, and wash your hands. Okay, until next time, au revoir. Au revoir.